Hello, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, bringing you Game 2 of a doubleheader between Boston Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians, retro baseball style MLB season 1977. Boston is 5-1, and Cleveland is 1-5. Welcome to Cleveland's Stadium for today's game between Boston and Cleveland in Game 2 of a doubleheader. Boston has won 5 of their last 6. Cleveland has won just 1 of their last 6. Bill Lee takes the mound for Boston in the second game of this doubleheader, making his first start of the season. He'll be opposed by Jim Bibby for Cleveland. He is also making his first start. It is 56 degrees. The wind speed is 14 miles per hour, blowing out to left field, so we could see some home run bombs today to left. As they say, play ball. Leading off for the Red Sox, playing center field, Rick Miller. Batting second, playing shortstop, Rick Burleson. Batting third, playing left field, Carl Yastrzemski. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Jim Rice. Batting fifth, playing right field, Bernie Garbo. Batting sixth, playing third base, Butch Hobson. Batting seventh, playing first base, George Scott. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Bob Montgomery. Give Carlton Fisk a rest in the second game of the doubleheader. And batting ninth, playing second base, Denny Doyle. On the mound for Cleveland, Jim Bibby. In 1977, Bibby went 12 wins, 13 losses, 2 saves, ERA of 3.57, batting average against Bibby 250. He walked 73, struck out 141, gave up 17 home runs. His battery mate, doing the catching, Fred Kendall, above average catcher with a below average arm. At third base, Paul Dade, below average third baseman. At shortstop, Frank Duffy, he's average defensively. Cleveland's best infielder, second baseman Dwayne Kuiper, very good second baseman. And at first base, Andy Thornton, above average defensively at first. In left field, Buddy Bell, very good defensively out in left field, poor arm. Same goes with Rick Manning, excellent out in center field, poor arm. Best arm in the outfield, Jim Norris, the right fielder. And he's above average defensively. So leading off for the Red Sox, Rick Miller, the center fielder. On the retro replay season of 1977, Miller's 0 for 4. In actuality, in 1977, Miller hit 254, no home runs, and 24 RBIs. Bibby seems to throw a lot of strikes, but we're going to have Miller taking. Here's the pitch by Bibby. Ball 1. Miller will take again. 1-1 count. Miller to swing away. And he walks. So good at bat. A leadoff walk by Rick Miller. He is a threat to run. Excellent speed of 9 and running ability of 75% to steal that base. In 77, he stole 11 bases with a 69% success ratio. Rick Burleson steps to the plate for the Red Sox, the shortstop on the retro seasons, hitting .333. No home runs, 1 RBI. In actuality, in 1977, Burleson hit .293, 3 home runs, and 52 RBIs. Excellent hit and run man here, as he has a hit and run rating of 7 out of 10. Burleson to take. Strike 1. At the knees. Off-speed pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Burleson to hit and run. And that ball is grounded to the pitcher, and that's going to be an error. An error on Bibby. Red Sox have runners at first and second. So sometimes you put the runner in motion, good things happen. Carl Yastrzemski steps to the plate. Red Sox left fielder, Captain Carl. And the retro season is hitting .478, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs. In 1977, Yastrzemski actually hit .296, 28 homers, and 102 RBIs. Yastrzemski will be taking. Here's the pitch by Bibby. Ball 1, Yaz to take again. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Bibby sets and delivers. Strike 1, 2-1 count, Yaz to swing away. And that ball's grounded up the middle. Miller has a 76% chance to score from center field, from third. And Manning has a poor arm. We're going to send him. And we're going to hold Burleson at second. Oh, wow, the weak throwing Manning guns out Miller at the plate. Out number 1, wow. I know the ball was shallow, but he got it off quickly and accurately, and Miller is gunned out. So even Miller, with a run rating of a 9 out of 10, gets thrown out by the weak throwing Rick Manning. Not a good start for the Red Sox. Jim Rice will try to make amends for that. Rice on the season, he's struggling. Only hitting .200, no home runs, 4 RBIs. In actuality, he hit .320, 39 home runs, and 114 RBIs. Rice will swing away. Here's the pitch by Bibby. It's a wild pitch. Runners move up 90 feet. So Burleson's at third, Yastrzemski's at second. It's a full count now on Jim Rice. Here's the pitch by Bibby. And that ball is ripped foul down the left field line. 3-2. And let's hit the reset button. Here's the pitch to Jim Rice. And he walks. Bases loaded. So that Miller being thrown out at home plate has been huge so far early on in this game. Now the left-handed batting right fielder Bernie Carbo steps to the plate. He's off to a hot start. Carbo's hitting .389, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. In 1977, Carbo hit .289, 15 home runs, and 34 RBIs. Carbo will take. Here's the pitch by Bibby. Ball 1. He'll be taking again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bernie Carbo will swing away. The windup and the pitch by Bibby. And that ball is dropped into right field for a single. And we're not going to send Yastrzemski home because Norris has a pretty good arm. So we will hold him. 1-0 Red Sox. RBI single for Bernie Carbo. Now stepping to the plate. Scuffling at the plate early on in 1977 retro season. Third baseman Butch Hobson, right-handed batter. 154, no home runs, no RBIs. In 77, he hit .265, 30 home runs, and 112 RBIs. Hobson's due to break out of this, hopefully. Maybe in a world of pain right now. Bases loaded with Red Sox. Yastrzemski at third, Rice at second, Carbo at first. Hobson to take. Here's the pitch by Bibby. Bibby starts him off with a strike. Across the knees. Good low fastball there. No balls, 1 strike. Hobson to swing away. And he strikes him out. That was a big strikeout for Bibby. Cleveland faithful cheer that. So there's 2 outs. Bases still loaded. And Red Sox first baseman George Scott steps to the plate. The Boomer is scuffling worse than Hobson. He's only batting .083, but he does have a home run and 4 RBIs. In 1977, the Boomer hit .269, 33 home runs, and 95 RBIs. Scott to swing away right off the bat. And that ball is sent out to left field, and making the catch is Bell. Inning over. Red Sox squander a golden opportunity. Bases loaded. They only come up with 1 run. We go to the bottom of the first. Red Sox 1, Cleveland coming to bat. Let's go through Cleveland's order here. Leading off, center fielder Rick Manning. Batting second, the second baseman Dwayne Kuiper. Batting third, playing right field, Jim Norris. Batting fourth and doing the designated hitting, John Lowenstein. Batting fifth, the third baseman Paul Dade. Batting sixth, the left fielder Buddy Bell. Batting 7th, the first baseman Andy Thornton. Batting 8th and doing the catching is Kendall. And batting 9th, the shortstop Frank Dunn. So Rick Manning the lead off here, left-handed batter for the Cleveland Indians. Retro season, he's hitting .290, no home runs, 1 RBI, and he threw Rick Miller out at the plate. Even with his weak arm, he got the ball off quickly to nail the speedy Miller. In actuality, in 1977, Manning hit .226, 5 home runs, and 18 RBIs. So he should be coming back down to earth soon. Bill Lee is on the mound for the Red Sox, the left-handed pitcher. In 1977, he went 9 wins, 5 losses, 1 save, ERA of 4.43. He's a ground ball pitcher. He only struck out 31 and he walked 29, so he doesn't get many strikeouts. He does induce a lot of double play and ground balls. His battery mate for the doubleheader, giving the rest to Carlton Fisk, is Bob Montgomery. It's his first appearance of the year. A poor defensive catcher with a below-average arm. Butch Hobson's at third, average third baseman. Rick Burleson's at short, very good shortstop. Denny Doyle at second base, average defensively. And the best infielder of the lot, George Scott, 10 out of 10. Very good defensive first baseman. In left field, Captain Carl Yastrzemski, who's just excellent. In center field, Rick Miller, average defensively, very good arm. And in right field, another good defender, Bernie Carbo, and he has a very good arm. Alright, so Manning's at the plate. Here's the windup and the pitch by Bill Lee. Ground ball to Lee. And no, it's an error. An error on the catcher, Bob Montgomery. And he throws the ball away, and Manning ends up at second. Wow, so a number out in front of the plate, and Montgomery's poor defense already comes into play. 2-base error, so Manning's in scoring position already. Excellent speed on the base paths, brings up Dwayne Kuiper. He's an excellent sacrifice bunt and hit-and-run man. Kuiper on the retro season hitting .458, no home runs, no RBIs, but a base hit here most likely would score Manning. In 1977, Kuiper hit .277, 1 home run, and 50 RBIs. Against left-handed pitching, he's hitting .239. Here's the windup and the pitch to Kuiper. It's a bunt, and they get him at first, but moving over to third on the sacrifice is Rick Manning. So they gave up an out to move Manning into third base, 90 feet away, to try to tie this game up. Stepping to the plate for the Indians, Jim Norris, right fielder, is hitting .310 in the retro season, no home runs and 4 RBIs. Norris in 1977 hit .270, 2 home runs and 37 RBIs. And against left-handed pitching, hit .193. So lefty versus lefty here. Lee versus Norris. Manning's at third. Here's the windup and the pitch by Bill Lee. And that's a grounder to Doyle. And there's only a 7% chance to get Manning at the plate. We're going to go to first and get the out. So there's 2 outs. Tying run scores on the ground out. It's 1-1. Norris has himself an RBI. With two outs, John Lowenstein, the designated hitter, steps to the plate. He's batting .250 in the retro season. No home runs, no RBIs. In actuality, he hit .242, 4 home runs, and 12 RBIs. Lowenstein's a left-handed batter against the lefty Bill Lee. The windup and the pitch by Lee. Ground ball to short. Burleson goes to Scott, inning over. But the ball game's tied up at 1 due to the Bob Montgomery error. And speaking of Bob Montgomery, he will lead off the top of the second. Montgomery getting his first plate appearance this season. He hit .300 in 1977 in limited time, only 40 at-bats. and he had 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Against right-handed pitching, he hit 286. Here's the windup and the pitch by Bibby. Ball 1. Fastball missed. Blowing inside. Montgomery to take. 1 ball, 1 strike. Montgomery will swing away. Here's the windup and the pitch to Bob Montgomery. And that ball goes down to third, and they get him. So a nice play by Dade. He came charging in on a slow ground ball. Strong throw over to Thornton. Out number 1. Denny Doyle steps to the plate. Red Sox second baseman. On the retro season, hitting .333, no home runs, 1 RBI. In actuality, in 1977, Denny Doyle hit .240, 2 home runs and 49 RBIs. He's a left-handed batter facing the right-handed pitching Bibby. Let me quickly jump to the chat to say hello and happy afternoon to my friend JD. JD says, home run. Let's do it. So Doyle's at the plate. He will take strike 1. Bibby starts him off with a strike there on the fastball. No balls, 1 strike. Doyle to swing away. Bibby sets and delivers. And that ball's ripped down to Thornton. At first, he takes it to the bag himself. 2 outs. Rick Miller steps to the plate. He walked his first time up. He will be taking. Bibby sets and delivers to Miller. Ball 1. He'll take again. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Miller will put the bat on his shoulder. Strike 1. 2-1 count. Miller to swing away here. Kendall gives the sign. Here's the pitch to Rick Miller. And that ball is ripped down to Thornton at first. He takes it to the bag himself. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the second. Still tied at 1. Leading off for Cleveland, Paul Dade. Cleveland third baseman is batting .200, no home runs, no RBIs in the retro 1977 season. In actuality, he hit .291, 3 home runs and 45 RBIs. He is a right-handed batter, and he hits lefties at .307. So it's a dangerous matchup here for the left-handed pitching Bill Lee. Montgomery flashes a sign, the windup and the pitch. And that ball is sent out to center field and making a fine running catch, Rick Miller in shallow left center. So 1 out. Cleveland's left fielder Buddy Bell steps to the plate. He's off to a fast start. 1977 retro replay season. .346, 1 home run, 1 RBI. In actuality, he hit .292, 11 home runs and 64 RBIs. And he hit lefties at a tremendous clip, .382. Another dangerous matchup here for Bill Lee. Here's the windup and the pitch to Buddy Bell. That's a blooper into left center, and that's a 1-out single. Bell is at first. He has average speed, not a threat to steal though. Scott will be holding him on. Lee throws over. Bell's back. So now at the plate for Cleveland, their first baseman, Andy Thornton. On the retro season, he's been struggling. .138 average, but he does have 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. In 1977, Thornton hit .263, 28 homers, and 70 RBIs. And let me jump to the chat real quick. Good friend of the channel, JD's in there. He says, update, my MLB The Show. I bought 16. It's a lot better. Let me start again. He bought the newer version of 16. It's a lot better than 13 was. Got a third baseman on the Houston Astros AA team and a pitcher on the Red Sox as. On the Red Sox, I think that red box as team means Red Sox AA team. So, excellent JD. Again, hope all is well on this Sunday. So Bell is at first. Let's see if the Red Sox can turn off a double play here, as Lee is a ground ball pitcher. The windup and the pitch to Thornton. It's a grounder in the left field. He got the ground ball, but it was in the hole between short and third. First and second, one out. Bell's at second. Thornton is at first. Both average base runners. And now stepping to the plate, the Indians catcher Fred Kendall. He has no average or home runs or RBIs. I believe it's his first appearance of the season for the Indians. In 1977, Fred Kendall hit .249, 3 home runs, and 39 RBIs. He hit lefties at a 195 clip, so an opportunity here for Bill Lee to possibly get a double play and out of this inning. Montgomery flashed the sign. Here's the pitch by Lee. That's a grounder, and that goes into right field. Bases loaded. So Lee is getting the ground balls. They're just finding the holes. JD says it's going good. I'm struggling with writer's block today. Have 3 stories and nothing coming to mind on any of them. LOL. Well, JD, that's when you just got to step back, walk away, and relax a bit. And join your good friend Red Sox fan in the chat. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'm sure at some point it's going to click today, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe even the day after, and you will continue to rock and roll on your book, my friend. Frank Duffy steps to the plate, 1 out, bases loaded. The Red Sox are in deep trouble here right now. Duffy, on the retro season, is batting .059, no home runs, 1 RBI. So that's the good news for the Boston Red Sox. The bad news is bases are still loaded. Duffy in 1977 hit .201, 4 home runs and 31 RBIs, and in 1978 would go on to play for the Boston Red Sox. So hopefully Lee will induce a double play ball here. Here's the pitch to Frank Duffy. And that's a grounder to Hobson. We're going to try to go for 2. Double play, I think. Yes! So the double play ball gets the Red Sox out of a jam. No run score. We go to the top of the third, still tied at 1. So that went Hobson to Doyle to Scott, inning over. Leading off the top of the third for the Red Sox, Rick Burleson. 0 for 1 today. He grounded to the pitcher the first time up. He'll be taking. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 as Bibby's coming over with that first pitch. Strike, inside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Burleson to swing away. And that ball is ripped to Kuiper, who throws to Thornton, 1 away. Cleveland fans applaud the defensive effort there. Carl Yastrzemski steps to the plate, 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first, and that is when Miller got thrown out at home by the weak-throwing center fielder for Cleveland, Rick Manning. He got the throw off quickly in shallow center and beat the speedy Miller at the plate. So we're going to let Yastrzemski swing away right off the bat. The windup and the pitch by Bibby. And Yastrzemski walks on 4 consecutive balls, as he came high and tight on Yastrzemski on a couple of them. Yaz none too happy with that, as he glares out at Bibby from first base. Jim Rice steps to the plate. Rice walked his first time up. He'll be swinging away. Bibby sets and delivers. And Rice strikes out. Goes down looking. So there's 2 outs. Yaz is at first, average runner, with Bernie Carbo, the left-handed batter, stepping to the plate. Carbo's 1 for 1. He singled, and that knocked in Burleson for an RBI in the first inning. Carbo does have home run power. Here's the windup and the pitch to Bernie Carbo. And he strikes out, inning over, as he was looking to smack 1 out. We go to the bottom of the third, still tied 1-1. Rick Manning steps to the plate. Cleveland center fielder, 0 for 1 today, as he reached second on a 2-base error, a throwing error by Bob Montgomery. He was the tying run. Here's the windup and the pitch to Manning. And that ball sent deep to right field. And Bernie Carbo dashes back and makes a fine catch up against the wall. 1 away. Dwayne Kuiper, Cleveland's second baseman, steps to the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning, moving Manning to third. He awaits Lee's pitch, and here it is. And that's a grounder to Doyle, over to Scott, out number 2. 2 outs. Jim Norris steps to the plate. His ground ball scored Manning from third to tie the game up in the bottom of the first. Lee sets and delivers to Norris. And he strikes him out. We go to the top of the fourth, still knotted at 1. Red Sox third baseman Butch Hobson steps to the plate. 0 for 1 today. Needs to break out of this slump here. He struck out in the first. He'll be swinging away. Bibby sets and delivers to Hobson. And that ball is sent deep to right, but Norris is there, and he glides over and makes the catch. 1 away. The boomer, George Scott, steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He flew deep down the left field line for an out in the first. Bibby sets and delivers to Scott. And he strikes George, the boomer Scott, out. So there's 2 outs. Bob Montgomery steps to the plate 0 for 1. Grounded to third in the second. He'll be taking. Bibby delivers. Strike 1. Fastball in there. Bob Montgomery to swing away. And rip foul to the left. No balls, 2 strikes. Bibby winds and delivers to Montgomery. And up the middle for a 2-out single. Montgomery, below average speed, not a threat to steal. Brings up the left-handed batting second baseman for the Red Sox, Denny Doyle, 0 for 1 today. Grounded to first in the second inning. JD says, "Gotta go, Al. Catch you later." Take care, JD. Thank you for stopping by. So Denny Doyle is up. He'll be taking. Here's the pitch by Bibby. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Montgomery at first. Doyle to take again. Strike 1. 1-1 count. Doyle to swing away. And that ball's sent down to third. They go the short way to second. Inning over. So that went Dade to Kuiper. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Leading off for Cleveland, their designated hitter, John Lowenstein. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounded to short in the first inning. Lefty versus lefty here. The windup and the pitch by Bill Lee. And that ball goes out to Carbo and right. He makes the catch. 1 away. Now at the plate, 0 for 1. Cleveland's third baseman, Paul Dade. Very dangerous against left-handed pitching, though. He flied to left center field in the second inning. Let's do a little pitch around here and see if we can get Dade to chase. Bill Lee sets and delivers. And that's a grounder into left center field, past Hobson. That's a 1-out single, and Dade is a threat to run. At the plate, Buddy Bell, Cleveland left fielder, right-handed batter. Again, another player who mashes left-handed pitching. 1 for 1 today. He singled to left center in the second. 1 out. Dade a threat to run at first. Lee throws over. He's back. No, they got him! A late out call as Scott slaps the tag on him, and there's 2 outs. A racing Dade from the base pads. That's a very dangerous base runner who is going back to sit down on the bench. Excellent pickoff move by Bill Lee. There was a delay call by the first base umpire. Great tag by the boomer Scott at first base. So 2 outs now. Buddy Bell at the plate. We're going to try a pitch around to him. See if we can get Bell to chase. Here's the windup and the pitch to Buddy Bell. And that is a grounder into right field. Carbo bobbles around with the ball. And continuing to run on to second base is Bell. So it'll be a single and an error on Bernie Carbo. So with 2 outs, another bad error for the Red Sox as Bell now moves into scoring position. Andy Thornton, Cleveland first baseman, steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1 today. Only .215 off left-handed pitching in 1977. He singled in the second. Bell's at second base, average speed. He's in scoring position. Here's the windup and the pitch by Bill Lee. And that's a grounder back to Lee. Goes to Scott. Inning over. Good job by Bill Lee. He's doing a fine job. We go to the top of the 5th. No score. I'm sorry, it's 1-1. Have another drink, Red Sox fan, now. Leading off. And I'm drinking coffee. Isn't that scary? Leading off. Oh, hello, Elin. How you doing, buddy? This is the 1977 version of the Red Sox as opposed to the 1966 version of the Red Sox. I like playing multiple Red Sox seasons. I actually have the 1957 season going on, plus 2 more seasons going on and out of the ballpark. Thus, Al Red Sox fan, the name of the YouTube channel. So Rick Miller steps to the plate 0 for 1, and he's 0 for 5 for the early retro replay season of 1977. He walked in the first and he grounded out to first in the second. Miller to take. Here's the pitch by Bibby. Strike 1. Miller to swing away. Bibby sets and delivers. And he strikes out Rick Miller, who he's also struggling early on in his limited playing time so far. 1 away. Rick Burleson steps to the plate, 0 for 2. Grounded to the pitcher in the first, and grounded to second in the third. He'll be swinging away. Bibby sets and delivers to Rick Burleson. And that's grounded to the second baseman. Out number 2, Kuiper to Thornton. So with 2 outs, Carl Yastrzemski steps to the plate, 1 for 1. Singled in the first, walked in the third. The windup and the pitch to Captain Carl Yastrzemski. And he walks. Another good at-bat by Yaz. Average speed there with Yastrzemski at first base. He's not going anywhere. The power-hitting Jim Rice steps to the plate. 0 for 1 today. Walked in the first, struck out in the third. Rice is ready to grip and rip. Kendall flashes the sign. Bibby winds and delivers to Rice. But before that, he throws over to first. Yastrzemski's back. Let's hit the reset button and do it again. The windup and the pitch to Jim Rice. And that ball is sent deep but foul. If Rice straightens that one out, that would have been a 2-run homer. So the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yastrzemski at first. Here's the windup and the pitch to Jim Rice. And that's sent down to third base, and that's going to be an error. As Rice reaches on the error by Dade, Yastrzemski advances to second. Red Sox have an opportunity here. Bernie Carbo at the plate, 1 for 2. He singled in the first, knocking in a run, and then struck out in the third. RBI opportunity here for the right fielder, left-handed batting, Bernie Carbo. He'll be swinging away. The windup and the pitch to Carbo. And he walks. Good eye. So Bibby struggling here. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Red Sox have an opportunity. Butch Hobson comes to the plate, and boy, is he struggling early on in this retro replay season. Like I said, only 143. He's 0 for 2. Struck out in the first and fly deep to right. Bibby's at 93 pitches. His threshold is 120. Hobson to take. Strike 1. Off-speed pitch at the knees. No balls, 1 strike. Hobson to swing away. Bibby sets and delivers. And that ball is grounded to third. They go to second, inning over. Red Sox cannot capitalize on a bases loaded situation once again. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied up at 1s. Leading off, the Cleveland catcher, Fred Kendall, 1 for 1. He singled in the second. Lee sets and delivers. And it's a ground ball to Hobson, over to Scott, 1 out. Now, for Cleveland, their shortstop, Frank Duffy, very weak hitting shortstop. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out in the second. Lee working quickly. Here's the pitch. That's a little fly ball out to Miller in center. He makes the catch. There's 2 away. So with 2 outs, Cleveland center fielder, left-handed batting Rick Manning steps to the plate. 0 for 2. He reached on a 2-base error in the first on a bunt when Montgomery threw the ball away. And then he flied deep down the right field line in the third. Montgomery flashes the sign. Lee sets and delivers to Manning. Grounder to Doyle, over to Scott, inning over. Top of the sixth, 1-1. Leading off for the Red Sox, the first baseman, George Boomer Scott. 0 for 2 today. The one swing of the bat, he has the power, could untie this game. Scott flied very deep to left field in the first and struck out in the fourth. He'll be swinging away. Here's the pitch to the Boomer. And that ball goes out to shallow left center, making the catch is Buddy Bell. 1 out. Bob Montgomery, Red Sox catcher, comes to the plate. 1 for 2. Grounded to third in the second and singled in the fourth. Montgomery to swing away. Bibby sets and delivers. And that ball is off the wall in right field, and that's a double. A 1 out double. Montgomery's in scoring position. Denny Doyle steps to the plate. Chance to get an RBI here. Red Sox second baseman 0 for 2. Grounded to first in the second and grounded to third in the fourth. He'll be swinging away. Bibby sets and delivers to Doyle. Grounder. Ferreton makes a diving stop, gets up and flips to Bibby. Bibby covering the bag. And that's a great play to get Doyle by just the hair of the chinny chin chin. Out number 2, advancing to third is Bob Montgomery. Rick Miller steps to the plate. He needs to get a base hit here to give the Red Sox the lead. Miller 0 for 2 and 0 for 6 on the season. Walked in the first, grounded to first in the second, struck out in the fifth. Miller to swing away. Montgomery 90 feet away from breaking the tie at third base. Kindle flashes the sign, the windup, and the pitch to Rick Miller. And he walks. Good at bat. He gets on base, and that's it. They've pulled Bibby, and they're bringing in the left-handed Rick Waits. And Rick Waits in 1977, 9 wins, 7 losses, 2 saves, ERA of 3.99, batting average against 262. Let's give you the final numbers, even though Bibby is responsible for Montgomery at third and Miller at first. Bibby pitched 5 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run right now. He is responsible for the runners on base. Walked 6, that's where he struggled, and struck out 5 through 115 pitches. So Waits, the left-handed pitcher, will face Rick Burleson, the right-handed batter. Red Sox shortstop 0 for 3 today. And he's hitting lefties. In 1977, Rick Burleson hit lefties quite well. 353 average. Waits struck out 62 and walked 64, so he struggles with his control at times. Burleson will be taking strike 1, and just as I say that, Waits says, "Al, Red Sox fan, you don't know what you're talking about. Here's a strike." So no balls, 1 strike. Burleson to swing away, and that ball is a base hit into left field. 2-1 Red Sox. Miller goes first to third. The speedy Miller's 90 feet away from adding another run. RBI single for Rick Burleson. Burleson, a below-average runner at first base, not a threat to steal. Yastrzemski steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1 today, lefty versus lefty. And Yaz in 77 in a lefty-lefty matchup hit 268. Waits gives up a 240 average. So that's the matchup going to go to Waits here. Yastrzemski 1 for 1, singled in the first, walked in the third, walked in the fifth. Yaz will be taking. Ball 1, Yaz to take again. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Yastrzemski puts the bat on the shoulder. Strike 1, 2 balls, 1 strike. Yaz to swing away. And he strikes him out! So Waits comes in, limits the damage just to 1 run. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Red Sox lead Cleveland 2-1. Leading off for Cleveland, their second baseman, Dwayne Kuiper, 0 for 1 today. Kuiper sacrificed bunt in the first, moving Manning over to third, and then grounded to second in the third. Lefty versus lefty matchup here. Kuiper only hit .239 against left-handed pitching in 1977. The windup and the pitch by Lee. Grounder, but it gets through for a base hit into right center. Tying runs at first. Kuiper has good speed. He is a threat to steal. Montgomery's arm is awful. Below average. They've already stolen a base off him. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That was the throwing error to first. Lee throws over. Kuiper gets back. Lee throws over again. Kuiper gets back. Cleveland fans getting anxious here. Jim Norris is at the plate. Left-handed batting right fielder for Cleveland. 0 for 2 today. He did have a ground ball RBI, though, in the first that tied the game up, and he struck out in the third. Here's the windup and the pitch to Norris. And that ball is sent out to shallow left center field, and making a diving catch, Rick Miller. Kuiper retreats back. He had to get back quickly to first, as he thought that was going to drop in. So 1 out. The left-handed designated hitter John Lowenstein steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded to short in the first and flied out in the fourth. Speedy Dwayne Kuiper is at first. The windup and the pitch to Lowenstein. That's a grounder back to Lee. It's going to be a double play, inning over, as it went Lee to Burleson. To Scott. We go to the top of the 7th. Lee is throwing a gem. Leading off for the Red Sox, Jim Rice, right-handed power hitter, will be facing Rick Waits, left-handed pitcher. Rice 0 for 2 today. Walked in the first, struck out in the third, and grounded to third in the fifth. Rice will be taking ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Rice to swing away. Waits sets and delivers. And Rice sends that ball into shallow left center field for a single. Rice, above average speed. Not a threat to steal, though. Ernie Carbo comes to plate, 1 for 2 today. RBI single in the first, struck out in the third, and walked in the fifth. Carbo will take ball 1 to the left-hander. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Carbo does not hit lefties well at all. In 1977, only batted .136. He'll take again. Strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is an excellent double play opportunity here for Cleveland. Carbo wants to try to at least lift the ball in the air somewhere if he doesn't get a base hit. And he strikes out. 1 away. Rice is at first. Butch Hobson steps to the plate for the Red Sox. Third baseman's 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the first, fly deep in the fourth, and grounded to third in the fifth. Hobson to take. Ball 1, Hobson to take again. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch by Waits. And that ball is sent right back to the pitcher. Rice advances to second. No chance for a double play. They took the sure out at first and throw out Hobson. Take care, Elin. Thank you for checking it out. And remember to check out EO Sports League with Elin. He's doing his hockey conference final today. I'll be checking that out later, hopefully live. If not, I will check it out on demand. Elin does excellent work. So thank you very much once again, Elin, for jumping in the chat. Sip of coffee here. Back to the game. Jim Rice is at second base, 2 away. At the plate, George Scott, Red Sox first baseman. Again, his average has now dropped to .074. He continues to struggle. 0 for 3 today. Fly deep in the first, struck out in the fourth, and flied to center in the sixth. The windup and the pitch to Scott. Strike 1 as Scott was taking. Off-speed pitch was in there by Waits. Scott to swing away. Kendall flashes a sign. Here's the pitch to the boomer. And he walks. Good eye. First and second now. 2 outs. Bob Montgomery steps to the plate. Montgomery's 2 for 3 today. Also a 2-base throwing error that led to the only Cleveland run in the first. Grounded to third in the second, singled in the fourth, and doubled in the sixth. Red Sox would love to get another big hit from Montgomery. Right-handed batter against the left-handed pitching Waits. Montgomery to swing away. The wind and the pitch by Waits. And that ball is sent out to left field, making a running catch as Bell, inning over. Bottom of the 7th, still 2-1 Boston. Leading off for Cleveland, their third baseman, Paul Dade. 1 for 2. Flied to center and singled in the fourth. Again, Dade hit left-handed pitching quite well in 1977, 307 average. This is a dangerous batter here for Bill Lee. Montgomery flashes the sign. Lee winds and delivers to Dade. A slow roller to Doyle comes in and throws over to Scott for the out. Nice play by Denny Doyle. Another dangerous hitter for Lee. He also hits left-handed pitching well in 1977 at a 382 clip. Buddy Bell. He's 2 for 2 today off Lee. Single in the second and fourth. Lee is at 91 pitches. His threshold is 120, so he's doing a good job here. I think we're going to go with a pitch around with Buddy Bell. See if we can get him to ground out somewhere. Here's the windup and the pitch by Lee. And another, we get him to ground the ball, but again, it's up the middle for his third single and third hit of the game. Buddy Bell's now 3 for 3. So with one out, Bell is at first, average runner. Not a base stealing threat though. Scott holding him on. Lee throws over. Bell's back. At the plate, Andy Thornton. Cleveland first baseman, 1 for 2 today. Singled in the second, grounded to the pitcher in the fourth. Let's see if Bill Lee can induce a double play ball here. The windup and the pitch to Thornton. And that ball drops into center field, and that's a single. Cleveland fans getting excited here. Runners at first and second now. Cleveland catcher Fred Kendall steps to the plate, 1 for 2. Single in the second, grounded to third in the fifth. Bill Lee up to 98 pitches now. Love to get a double play and get out of the inning here. 1 for 2, as they like to say. Bill Lee winds and delivers to Kendall. There's the slow roller, but foul, as Hobson came charging in, but decided better of it and let it go foul. Full count here to Fred Kendall. Montgomery flashes the sign. Lee winds and delivers. And that ball is sent out to right field, but foul. Tough at bat here by Kendall. Tying runs at second base, and Buddy Bell go-ahead run at first and Thornton. Fred Kendall at the plate, full count. They're battling back and forth, Lee and Kendall. Lee's now up to 106 pitches. The line and the deliver. And that's a base hit to load the bases into left field. So bases are loaded. 1 away. The weak hitting Frank Duffy steps to the plate. Duffy is 0 for 2 today. Grounded to third and fly to center. He's hitting .053. And in 1977, though, he hit 239 off lefties and only 175 off righties. Bases loaded. Bill Lee's giving you 107 pitches. He's only good for 120. Let's take a look at the bullpen here. We might come with Bill Campbell. We might come with the soup. And that's what we're going to do. We're coming with the soup in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out. Bill Campbell will come into the game. The Red Sox closer. This is the time now. The important part of the game for the soup. He's good for 50 pitches. In 1977, Bill Campbell, out of the bullpen, mind you, had 13 wins and 9 losses and 31 saves. He had an excellent year in 1977. ERA of 2.96. Batting average against 224. He walked 6, he struck out 114, and we want the soup to strike out someone now. We want him to go, no soup for you, Duffy. Campbell is a right-hander, facing the right-handed Duffy. The windup and the pitch by Bill Soup Campbell. And that's a ground ball to Burleson. We got a 95% chance of a double play. Do you want to throw home? No. Burleson to Doyle to Scott. Double play. Inning over. Campbell comes in and puts out the fire. The Cleveland does not score. The Red Sox still lead 2-1. Great job by Bill Lee. Leading off for the Red Sox in the top of the 8th, Denny Doyle. He'll be facing Rick Waite still, lefty versus lefty here. Doyle 0 for 3. Grounded to first in the 2nd, grounded to 3rd in the 4th, and grounded to 1st in the 6th. He'll be taking. Here's the pitch by Waite. Ball 1. Doyle to swing away. And right back to the pitcher, out number 1. Waite throws it over to Thornton. 1 away, and the scuffling Rick Miller steps to the plate. 0 for 6 on the season. That's all you need to know. Lefty versus lefty here. Miller will swing away. Here's the pitch by Waite. And that's a slow roller! And they just get Miller. Another fabulous play by Dwayne Kuiper comes charging in and quickly throws to Thornton for the out. So 2 outs. Rick Burleson, the Red Sox shortstop, comes to the plate. Right-handed batter. 1 for 4 today. Grounded to the pitcher in the 1st, grounded to 2nd in the 3rd, grounded to 2nd again in the 5th, and then singled in the 6th. And that was an RBI. And that's how the Red Sox took the lead 2-1. So Burleson once again in 1977 hit left-handed pitching at a .353 clip. He'll be taking. Here's the pitch by Waite. Strike. Fastball in there. Burleson to swing away. Grounder to short. Duffy's going to make an error. Burleson reaches. So a 2-out error by Duffy. Burleson's at first. Below average speed. Not a threat to steal. Carl Yastrzemski steps to the plate. Left-handed batter. He struck out against Waite the first time they met this game. 1 for 2 today. Singled in the 1st. Walked in the 3rd. Walked in the 5th. And struck out against Waite in the 6th. Yastrzemski looking to get some revenge here. He will take. Ball 1. He'll take again. But before that, they throw over. Burleson's back. Yastrzemski to take. The windup and the pitch by Waite. Strike 1. Off-speed pitch in there. 1-1 count. Yaz a swing away. And that's a single into left field. And we will hold Burleson at 2nd. So the Red Sox have runners at 1st and 2nd. 2 outs. Jim Rice steps to the plate. Rice 1 for 3 today. Right-handed power hitter. He hasn't got on track yet. Still only hitting .217. No home runs or RBIs. Walked in the 1st. Struck out in the 3rd. Reached in the 5th on an error by the 3rd baseman and singled in the 7th. Rice will be taken. Strike 1. Waite starts him off with a strike. Fastball was in there. No balls, 1 strike. Rice to grip and rip. And that's a base hit in the center field. And that's going to be an RBI as Duffy couldn't reach the ball. So with 2 outs, Jim Rice with a clutch hit. An RBI single. The Red Sox now lead 3-1. Get that ever important insurance run and would like to tack on more as Yastrzemski went 1st to 3rd there. Bernie Carbo steps to the plate. Again, he struggles against left-handed pitching, and I think we're gonna go to Dwight Evans to pinch hit here. Evans hit lefties in 1977. Actually, Evans didn't do much better against left-handed pitching. He hit .238. Fisk's are on the bench for this game. You know what? We're going to go to Bobby Darwin, as he only had 9 at-bats, so let's use him here in a pinch-hitting situation. He hit .286 off left-handed pitching. I'm wondering, though, if we do that, let's see how many pitches. Waite is at 39 pitches. He's good for 70. I don't think they'll take him out of the game. So we're going to lift Carbo for Bobby Darwin. So pinch hitting for Bernie Carbo, the right-handed batting, Bobby Darwin. He hit lefties in 1977 at a .286 clip, and that's why we're going to have him pinch hit here. And he's batting .250 on the retro replay season. And we're back. That was a doorbell delay. So, Bobby Darwin's at the plate to pinch hit for Bernie Carbo. He does hit left-handed pitching much better than Carbo. He'll be taking the first pitch. Waits delivers. Strike one. Fastball in there. No balls, one strike. Darwin to swing away. And he strikes out, so that did not work out. But the Red Sox get an insurance run as we go to the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox lead Cleveland 3-1. We need a right fielder now. And the right fielder will be Evans. And he'll bat in the 5th spot. So Dwight Evans is out there, and defensively very good. Not as good as Carbo in 77. Carbo was a 9 out of 10. I'm sorry, an 8 out of 10. Evans is a 7 out of 10. His arm is average. Which I have to go back and look at the stats, because Evans always had a good arm. Maybe he just had an off season that year. Obviously he did, because action PC games are extremely accurate. So, at the plate, Rick Manning 0 for 3. Left-handed batting center fielder. Reached on a 2-base error in the 1st, fly deep in the 3rd, and grounded to 2nd in the 5th. Bill Campbell still on the mound. He sets and delivers to Manning. That's a grounder up the middle. Base hit. Lead-off single. Manning is a threat to run. Excellent base speed. Dwayne Kuiper steps to the plate. Kuiper 1 for 2. Handles the bat quite well. Bunt, hit and run. Both options here. He had a sacrifice in the 1st. Grounded to 2nd in the 3rd. And singled in the 6th. Campbell throws over to 1st. Manning back. Here's the windup and the pitch to Kuiper. And that's a ground ball double play! No! It looked like a double play in the video, but he beats the throw to 1st, I guess, because he's on 1st. So they get the lead runner in Manning. Kuiper's at 1st, 1 away. Jim Norris steps to the plate. Left-handed batting right fielder. 0 for 3 today. Norris hit right-handed pitching at a 298 clip, and not much of a home run threat, but you got to be careful here. He's the tying run at the plate. Here's the windup and the pitch by Bill Soup Campbell, and he strikes him out. 2 away. Now stepping to the plate, the designated hitter, left-handed batting John Lowenstein, 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch by Campbell. And that ball goes deep to right center, and making the catch is Rick Miller, inning over. So we go to the top of the 9th. The Red Sox lead Cleveland 3-1, looking to sweep this doubleheader. They want to win game 2 here. Hello, Broke Blackman 94. How you doing, buddy? Moderator extraordinaire. Check out Broke Blackman 94's channel. Does wonderful stuff. Movie and TV reviews. Always pleasant, happy. Love his reactions. I enjoy his reactions more than the shows. Some of the shows I don't watch. I just watch his reaction commentary videos because they're better than the shows, to be honest with you. So check out Broke Blackman 94. I've subscribed, and so should you. AKA David DeSing. Broke Blackman 94 says, my dad says the Indians should lose. Yes, they should. The Red Sox were very good in 77. Yet, he is a Yankees fan. Strange. How have you been, Al? All is well. On my end, hope all is well with you. Well, thank you very much, David. We're all hanging in here, rolling with the punches. So we go to the top of the 9th. Butch Hobson to lead off for the Red Sox, 3rd baseman. Again, scuffling, only hitting 133 so far in the retro replay season. 0 for 4. Here's the pitch by Waits. Hobson will take. Waits gets a strike in there with that fastball. Outside portion of the plate. No balls, 1 strike. The windup and the pitch. And Hobson sends that ball out to left center. Making a diving catch is Rick Manning. Robbing Hobson of extra bases. possibly a triple. There's a lot of room at old Cleveland Municipal Stadium. If he doesn't make that catch, Hobson could be running for days. But he did. So, he's out. George C. Scott steps to the plate. Red Sox first baseman. He's also struggling mightily. .074 average early retro season here. 0 for 3. Scott right-handed power hitter. Wade sets and delivers. Scott to take. Strike one. Fastball in there. Scott just smiles, steps back in the batter's box. He awaits the delivery, and here it is. Ground ball to first, covering first base is Waits, out number 2. Nice play by Thornton. So 2 outs. Bob Montgomery, 2 for 4 today. Grounded out in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, doubled in the 6th, and flied very deep to left in the 7th. He'd love to take one out, give the Red Sox an extra insurance run. He'll be swinging away. Waits delivers. And he walks. Good at bat by Montgomery. So Montgomery's at first, 2 outs, not a threat to run. Denny Doyle steps to the plate. Doyle 0 for 4 today. Lefty versus lefty matchup. Not very favorable here. Doyle only hit 189 against left-handed pitching in 77, but we're not taking him out because he's our best defensive second baseman, and we're pretty much in the last inning. He'll be swinging away. Here's the pitch to Denny Doyle. And he walks, as now Waits is struggling with his control, and that's something I talked about earlier. As you can see over here on the Waits card, he walked 64 batters and only struck out 62 in 1977. Waits does go through moments of lack of control. Rick Miller steps to the plate. And we don't have any more outfielders, really, so Miller will have to bat. He only batted 179 off lefties in 77. We're going to let Miller grip and rip. And he singles in the left field! RBI single, clutch hit as he slapped the ball into left field, getting the Red Sox another insurance run. The Red Sox lead 4-1 over Cleveland now. Doyle goes to 3rd. So that was a clutch hit. That's Miller's first hit of the year. That's a big run there. 4-1 with Campbell on the mound. It could be insurmountable. And now pitching for Cleveland, Jim Doc Kern. In 1977, he hit .342. His ERA, his earned run average was .342. 8 wins, 10 losses. Average against him, .260, so you can hit him a bit. Struck out 91, walked 47. Burleson's 1 for 5. Love to knock in Doyle here. Here's the windup and the pitch. Burleson to swing away. And he walks. Bases loaded. Carl Yastrzemski, 2 for 3 today. He's had a good game. Comes to the plate to face the right-handed pitching Kern. Captain Carl, left-handed batter, bases loaded. He'd love to take one deep here. There's 2 outs. No place to put Captain Carl. He'll take. Kern delivers. Ball 1. Yastrzemski to take again. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0. Yastrzemski just put the bat on his shoulder. There's a strike. 3-1 count. Hitters count here. Yastrzemski ready to grip and rip. The windup and the pitch by Kern. And that ball goes foul. So the count is full. Bags full of socks. Yastrzemski at the plate. Kern on the mound. Kendall flashes the sign. Here's the pitch to Carl Yastrzemski. And he walks! Yastrzemski will get an RBI on the walk. Base is still loaded for the power-hitting Jim Rice. 2 for 4 today. Red Sox now go up 5-1. Rice the take. Strike 1. Fastball in there at 98 miles per hour. Jimmy says throw that again. Here's the pitch to Rice. And that's a single into right field. 2 runs will score. Yastrzemski goes to 3rd. The Red Sox have broke this game wide open now, 7-1. Dwight Evans comes to the plate. He replaced the pinch hitter for Carbo. And let me quickly just go here to the box score. Darwin. Darwin came in to pinch hit for Carbo, and Evans replaced him in the field defensively. All right, first and third, 2 outs. Evans steps to the plate. First at bat of Game 2 of this doubleheader. He started in Game 1. He'll be swinging away. Here's the pitch by Kern. And it's a dribbler to short. And Duffy gets him just by the hair of his chinny chin chin. Out number 3, damage done. Red Sox score 4 and take a 7-1 lead. Bill Campbell comes back out to the mound. He's up to 21 pitches. His threshold is 50. And leading off for Cleveland is Paul Dade. Third baseman's 1 for 3 today. Here's the windup and the pitch by Campbell. But before that happens, a pinch hitter. LeVar Blank steps to the plate, right-handed batter. Will pinch hit. On the retro season, he's 300. No home runs, 1 RBI. In actuality, he hit 286 in 1977, 6 home runs, 38 RBIs. Campbell sets and delivers. Strikes him out! 1 away. Buddy Bell steps to the plate. He was 3 for 3 off Bill Lee. He's disappointed they took Lee out. Red Sox fans aren't. Lee pitched a marvelous game. He just couldn't get Buddy Bell out. Let's see how Bill Campbell fares against Buddy Ring My Bell. Here's the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Bell is 4 for 4. 4 singles. Bell average speed, not a threat to steal, and he's not going to be stealing down 6 runs anyway. So with 1 out, Andy Thornton, Cleveland first baseman, steps to the plate. 2 for 3 today. Lee throws over to first. Bell's back. Montgomery flashes the sign, the windup, and the pitch to Thornton. And he walks him. So Lee's now at 37 pitches here. Seems to have lost his concentration with now this big lead. As when he came in, Red Sox were only up 1, bases were loaded. He induced a double play ball in the bottom of the 7th to get out of that jam. He has to get back on track here. Cleveland catcher Fred Kendall steps to the plate. He's having a good day, 2 for 3 today. Righty versus righty here. Bell's at second, Thornton's at first. Here's the pitch by Bill Soup Campbell. And it's off the wall into left. It's going to be a triple. Cleveland scores 2. It's now 7-3. 1 away. Campbell scuffling here. He's at 43 pitches. Threshold of 50. The light-hitting Frank Duffy's at the plate. We're going to keep him in the game. Kendall's at third. 1 away. Duffy 0 for 3. I'm wondering if they're going to pinch hit for Duffy. Let's see. We're going to hit the pitch button. That's a grounder to Doyle. We're just going to go to first. Just go to first. Run scores, but more importantly, out number 2. It's now a 7-4 ball game, but 2 outs. Campbell's at 46 pitches, threshold 50. Rick Manning steps to the plate. Dangerous batter here. Sitting 286 on the retro season. Though he only hit 226 in reality, so he's coming back down to earth. 1 for 4 today. Here is the windup and the pitch by Soup Campbell. That ball goes out to Evans in right field. He catches it. Ball game over. Red Sox win 7-4. Campbell struggled a bit in the 9th, but then settled down. Game is over. Let's go to the final box score. Winning pitcher, Bill Lee. Losing pitcher, Bibby. Player of the game, Jim Rice. And let me bring up the box score for you. As the Red Sox now go to 6-1 in 1977 retro replay, the Cleveland Indians fall to 1-6 as they lose both games of the doubleheader. Let me bring up another screen in OBS. It's always thrilling. Al working with OBS. It's 50-50 whether I shut the game off by accident when I do this. And I think I did this correctly. There's the box score. Let's fit it to the page. Here we go. Let's go to the pitching. So Bill Lee went 6 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. It scored due to a 2-base error by the backup catcher Bob Montgomery, throwing error. Didn't walk any, struck out 1. He threw 107 pitches. Gets his first win of the year, 1-0. Bill Soup Campbell gets the save. He went 2 2/3 innings. He did struggle in the ninth. 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. They all came in the ninth inning, the runs. Walked 1, struck out 2. The loss goes to Bibby. He went 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. So his outing wasn't too bad. He did struggle with the walks, though, which pumped up his pitch count. 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. He threw 115 pitches. Waits came in, pitched 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Kern came in to pitch a third, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, walked 2. Let's quickly go to the batting. Miller had an RBI, Burleson had an RBI, Yastrzemski had an RBI, Rice had 3 RBIs as he went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, walked 1, struck out once. He was player of the game. Carbo had an RBI, 1 for 3, and that's how the scoring went. For Cleveland, Norris had an RBI. That was a ground out that tied the game in the bottom of the first. And then in the ninth, Kendall had 2 RBIs on his triple, and Duffy on the ground out got an RBI. Let's go over to the recap of the game. Boston sent 7 batters to the plate and scored 1 run on the Carbo single as Rick Manning threw out prior to the RBI single by Bernie Carbo. Rick Manning threw out the speedy Rick Miller at the plate in base hit to shallow left center. Cleveland scored to tie it in the first on the ground ball out by Jim Norris. Then Cleveland had 3 hits but failed to score in the second as Lee pitched out of a jam. Once again, Cleveland had an opportunity to score in the fourth but could not. 2 hits and an error. In the fifth, Boston failed to score. They had a big opportunity. 2 walks and an error. In the sixth, Boston scored a run on 2 hits and a walk. Burleson singled in the run. In the seventh, another big opportunity for Cleveland, but they failed to score. 3 hits and they don't score. That's when Campbell came in with the bases loaded, 1 out, induced a double play ball. In the eighth, Boston scored 1 run on 2 hits and an error. Rice singled, scoring Burleson, and that made it 3-1. In the ninth, Boston sent 9 batters to the plate, scoring 4 runs, 2 hits and 4 walks. Miller singled, scoring a run. Yastrzemski walked, scoring Doyle, and Rice singled, scoring 2, and that made it 7-1. Cleveland rallied somewhat in the ninth, scoring 3 runs. They scored 3 runs on 2 hits and a walk. Kindle tripled in 2. Duffy got an RBI and a ground out. And that was the final score, 7-4. Yastrzemski went 2 for 3 with 3 walks. Rice went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Montgomery went 2 for 4, doubled and 2 runs. For Cleveland, their catcher Fred Kendall went 3 for 4 with a triple and 2 RBIs. Buddy Bell, 4 for 4, all singles. Bill Lee was the winning pitcher, and the losing pitcher was Bibby. This is Al, Red Sox fan, saying thank you very much for watching. Hope all is well on this Sunday and going forth. Health and happiness. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.